Hey everybody, this is Jim Johnson. I am the project manager and line editor for the Star Trek Adventures role-playing game published by Modiphius Entertainment, and I am coming to you. It is now mid-October. In fact, it is October 13th today, Thursday, Thursday, October 13th. It is, we're in the middle of Fleet Week, which is a collaboration between Modiphius and Cryptic Studios Star Trek Online. We've got all kinds of great activities going on this week, all about starships, Starfleet, Star Trek, etc., etc., etc. Partly in support of the brand new Star Trek Adventures role-playing game supplement, Utopia Planitia Starfleet. What is the title? Star Trek Utopia Planitia Starfleet Sourcebook. That is the new book that just came out. It is available now for ordering on Modiphius.net and Modiphius.us. It's also available in PDF on DriveThruRPG and the web stores. The UK has copies in hand right now in the warehouse, so if you are in the UK, Europe, rest of the world, and you are ordering from the Modiphius.net website, you'll be getting those books anytime now if you don't have them already. If you pre-ordered from the .net site, you should be getting the books into your hands right now. US, the books are on a boat on the way from the UK to the US. They should be arriving early November to the warehouse and then shipping out thereafter. So barring any surprises in the world that we've been having for the last couple of years, such as COVID, shipping delays, etc., etc., you should have these physical books in hand, hopefully by the holidays. And by that I mean Christmas, not Thanksgiving, for those of you who celebrate or don't celebrate. And today, so quick update, is on Utopia Planitia is heading out there into the great world. Some people are starting to get them in hand. I've seen a couple of pictures on social media from folks in the UK and thereabouts who have gotten their books, whether it's the standard edition that's available or the collector's editions. They are starting to get out there now into the world. Stores, I'm sure, will get them eventually once their distributors get copies from the main distributor warehouse, etc. But rest assured, UK is getting them in hand now. US, like I said, books are on the boat, they're on the ocean, they're on the way to the United States. They'll get there as soon as they can. Shipping times have improved over the last year. I remember last year, especially with the Player's Guide and the Game Master's Guide, it seemed like that container ship just took forever to get those books. I think it was 6 months, if not longer, for those books to get from the UK to America. And since then, things have improved. Thank you, President Biden. Thank you, the world, global economy, etc., etc. All that stuff that's been happening, shipping times have improved. At least in terms of time. Like, cost has not changed, cost is going up for shipping and production, etc., but at least delivery times have generally improved. So I am cautiously optimistic that for the US, that the Utopia Planitia books will arrive by Christmas. That's my hope anyway, but at this point there's nothing I can do about it. I can't make the boat go any faster. I can't do anything about the railways or the shipping, transportation, etc. unions here in America. We just have to rely on them, that they get their usual job done. So anyway, all that being said, I've gone on long enough about that. I wanted to do an unboxing video. So I ordered a copy of the Utopia Planitia book from the UK.net website because I just couldn't wait to share these with people because I wanted to get them in my hands as soon as possible. And I knew if I was waiting for them to arrive in the United States, I wouldn't be doing an unboxing video until, December, when lots of people already had it. So I have a box in hand that I picked up this week. In fact, today's Thursday that I'm recording this. I picked this box up on Monday afternoon, and I have been so busy working on Star Trek Adventures products that I have not even had a time to open this yet. So this is my first time opening it, and I thought I'd share it with you. In this, unless there's a surprise here, I feel the weight. This should be a copy of the collector's edition of the Utopia Planitia book, both the next-gen version and the original series version. I did not purchase a copy of the standard edition for myself, knowing that I would be getting a comp copy eventually, and I was more focused on getting the collector's edition so that I could use them for videos like this. And also, you'll see these on Fleet Week, the panels that we're doing this Saturday. But anyway, so I thought I'd share this with you. I'm going to open this box right now. Forgive the noises of excitedly unwrapping presents. And this is the usual sterling packing job that GamesQuest does. If you order from the .net site, our fulfillment partner is GamesQuest. They do a lovely job as ever with the packaging and the shipping, so I'll throw that over there. I will open my box. You can see that I've got two books. I will fling that. We don't need that anymore. Two books in beautiful bubble wrap, very solid, very nice, very well protected. So now I'm going to open this here, and I think we'll do this in chronological order. We're going to look at the original series collector's edition first. Ooh. Yeah, so original series Enterprise, NCC 1701. First, we're going to show you the back of the shrink wrap. This is our fly sheet. Of course, you include a fly sheet with the collector's editions because we don't put the back cover text on the collector's editions. So if this is going to be sitting on a shelf somewhere, some casual fan will pick this up, look at it, and say, what the heck is this book? I'm curious. This has all the information about the book right here on the back. Tells you what's in the book to some extent. All the other information, legalese, blah, 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 shot of Kirk, because of course this is the original series version of the rule book, or not the rule book, but the of the supplement. And just it should be worth noting that both collector's editions and the standard edition are all identical on the interior. The only difference is the covers and the fact that we included bookmarks with the collector's editions. So that's the only real difference. The interior all the same, the PDF all the same, etc. Just it is far too expensive to create custom interiors for collector's editions. So literally it's the same interior chunk of content, just a different cover on the outside. And wow, holy cow! Okay, so that is the back cover. Again, this is a fly sheet. It's just a piece of paper that goes in. That's shrink wrapped along with the book. And before I unwrap this, I'm going to show you the front cover here. This is the front cover. This is a kind of an off-gray, off-white leatherette. It's a vinyl leatherette, and it is debossed. You can feel the texture, even through the shrink wrap. You can feel the texture. Yeah, so it's debossed, and there's also a blue foil, inlay here. And I don't know if my lighting is going to do a good enough job to really show you the foiling there, but you can see the shine right on that foil in the design of the Enterprise, on the UFP symbol within the lettering over here, and in the border design. You can see how that blue really kind of boy, that looks great. Yeah, wow, this is nice. All right, let me go ahead and crack open this shrink wrap here. Just very carefully open it up, because I want to show you the back cover as well, because none of our marketing material showed the back cover, and because this fly sheet is on here, you're not going to see it either. So let me carefully pull this shrink wrap off here without damaging the book, because wouldn't that be sad to damage the book as soon as you got it? Oh my gosh. Oh, and there's that. If you're into books, boy, that new book smell, that new ink book smell there's nothing quite like it. So let's pull the fly sheet off. Fly sheet, of course, with Mr. Captain Kirk on there. I'll fold that up and put it into the book. So again, here is the front cover of the collector's edition for the TOS original series Enterprise. You'll see here in the top it says Utopia Planitia Starfleet Sourcebook, 0047 1701 historical reference, Constitution class. Of course, that's the classic Connie Constitution. We intentionally did this to give it some echoes to the Franz Joseph technical manuals in years gone by. I got mine on the shelf here somewhere. I'm not going to go grab it right now. But so that font face, I think we tried to match it, or at least get close to it. You'll see that there is quite a bit of design work here on the sides, these lines and decorations and stuff. That all came out great. Some of it is foiled, some of it is not. And of course, this particular the 1701 Connie model only had so much detail on it. So this picture only has so much detail on it. It doesn't have the Aztecing that you would see in more recent versions of Federation ships, but you can see some great detail in there. So anyway, there is the front cover. The spine has the Starfleet pennant on it right there. You can see the arrowhead on the top and then the pennant on the side. that is actually an inlay a little bit, and then you got the foil on the top, and then the back cover. This is an image that was provided by Thomas Maroney, the associate art director over at Star Trek Online. And so the back is the Utopia Planitia symbol, and you can see some ships there, the Starfleet Arrowhead, Starfleet Yards, Utopia Planitia Sol System. That's just a really nice way to kind of bring the book together front and back. And then on the bottom, we just added some little frippery here about authorized personnel only, classified data. We tried to echo the original series and, the motion picture and some of the movie iconography in there. And then, of course, you see the line work here on the side, more of that line detail, etc., etc., plus the blue foil border there just to add just some really nice, clean design elements to the book. So that is the Utopia Planitia Original Series Collector's Edition cover, front and back. You see the beautiful Enterprise on the front, the Sol symbol on the, not the Sol symbol, the Utopia Planitia. And then, of course, in the book itself, if you haven't seen the, oh man, oh, that ink, it smells so good. Okay, so end papers. We decided to do end papers. We got away from the maps that we normally do in our books. We included top-down shots of as many of the ships as we could fit in. Here's a large selection of the ships that are included in the book. And then the back end papers are also more ships. So more ships in the book that are all in the book. I don't think all of the ships are on the end papers. So I think most of them are. I'd have to go back and double check. But you can see that all the ships have some numbers there. These are kind of Easter eggy, but not really. You just have to know how to read them. It's the name of the class, and then the page number that they appear on, and then the last number is approximately the length in meters of that ship. So based on canon sources or secondary sources, best we could do, and we've arranged them in length order-ish. So theoretically, the Odyssey is the longest of all the ships, and then you work down from there in order. I know that a lot of fans love to get into the details about how big ships are compared to each other. We made our best guess based on the information that we had available, so if we got it wrong, don't shoot us. We just did the best we could. But as many ships as we could cram into the end papers, we did. Front and back, there's no duplicates. And then on into the book itself. I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail on the interior of the book, because it was really just to show off the covers, but you can see we went with a fresh layout for these books. We went with the something that evokes the movie era. The movie era was probably the one part of Star Trek's franchise that we haven't really gotten to yet, that we have the license to do, and wanted to make an opportunity to do that so that we could start releasing some other products related to the movie era and the Lost era, in that 2290, 2340 range, right? Somewhere in between the first chunk of Generations, like when they're on the Enterprise B, out to the originals, out to a Next Gen, right? That chunk of time, 2280s to 2340, 2350, like before Next Gen, 2360. We just haven't really done a lot of products in that time range yet, and we wanted to do a fresh, clean layout, so we did that, and it came out great. You can see we evoked the blues and the greens that were on the display panels for the movie era, and we also, of course, went with a white background because we've had feedback in the past that the black background on the LCARS designs, while beautiful, really hard to read in print. No, this is nice, and this is unexpected, and I may linger on this before I get to the Next Gen book, but this is something I could never have noticed in the PDF. But the way we laid out the PDF, I'm going to have to ask Lee if this was intentional, because I bet it was. But on the inside spine here, right? Or not the inside spine, but the inside of the cover here. If you're looking at the spine, it's mostly black because, of course, the pages have a black border on the side. But the classes, right, on the verso, the class name, there's a blue banner here at the top, and that banner bleeds all the way to the edge of the page. And what that means is when you're looking at the pages on edgewise, you can see that blue border. So what that means then, as you are a fan paging through the book, if you want to get straight to the ships, if you want to skip all the other stuff in the book, you want to get straight to the starships, it's easy for you to flip to that first ship, the J class, Y class, with that border on the top, and just jump right into the 50 or 60 space frames that we got in here, that we managed to cram in here, plus the space stations and the small craft. We packaged as much as we possibly could in here, and this will make Thomas really happy, I know. But those of you who've been following the Picard Season 3 teasers and previews, there's the new Odyssey class, and there's the Odyssey class in the space frame, and right there, my friends, it was briefly an exclusive to Star Trek Online and Star Trek Adventures. We actually got the Enterprise F in here just ahead of time in order for it to be part of the whole excitement with Picard Season 3. So there's the Enterprise F, the Odyssey class starship, which has now been updated in Star Trek Online, all that good stuff. You'll see it on screen in Picard Season 3, etc., etc. We're super, super excited to have been able to get it into the book. So again, huge thanks to Thomas Maroney and everybody at Paramount involved in making that happen, because we've got several Star Trek Online ships in this book, and it just worked out timing-wise that I think almost all of them are canon now. They're canon on Picard screens. So those of you who've been sleeping on Picard, go check it out, because if nothing else, the ships are canon now, and they're in here, and they're on screen. So anyway, I could spend a lot of time at length going through this book, but I'm not going to right now. I may save that for another video. But suffice to say, that is the original series collector's edition cover and interior. So I'm going to put that. I need to find someplace safe to put this. I'm going to put the fly sheet back on top of it for now, so that it doesn't get messed up. This is a book that I might need to go buy a proper book cover for, because I don't want this to get munged up. And realizing that this is off-white and really great, I suspect, now that I think about it, that this might pick up some stains really, really nicely. Oh, and I should also mention the where is it? The bookmark. Now that I know more about book production, I discovered that I can actually pick bookmarks to match the design, and so instead of this just being a boring old black bookmark, it's actually white to go with the white cover, and to go with the white head and tail bands that you can see right there on the very tippy top. We can customize the colors on those to some, well, not customize, but we can pick the colors that we go with those in order to attempt to make the book a more complete, beautiful package. And I think this is probably one of the best books we've done for Star Trek Online. I have to be honest with you, this is so beautiful. I thought the Player Guide and the Game Master Guide came out great, and this is just an evolution of that. So you can see, I don't mean to linger on this, but there's actually a texture on the leatherette. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up very well. It's a very fine texture. It's a different leatherette than what was on the Player Guide and Game Master Guide, but if you pick it up, you'll see some texturing in there, and that's just testament to modern technology and all the cool stuff you can do with plastic and vinyl and leatherette and all that stuff, where you can actually add texture to this to make it feel something other than like the matte covers that we do. Anyway, so enough said about that. That is the absolutely fantastically awesome. Oh, I'm so excited! I'm so excited to finally have it in hand, as opposed to just looking at a picture. Because for like the last year, all I've been seeing is the picture of the book and the picture of the materials and the picture, just pictures of stuff. And it's like, well, I really want to see what it looks like, in hand. Anyway, so I'm super excited about that. And now I'm super excited to present the next gen version of the same book. The interior will be the same, but now you can see we've gone with Captain JLP on the cover, of course, because this is the next gen. The fly sheet is the same. It's the same text, same content. I changed the quote because I could. So the quote is a little different. This is more specific for Picard. The other one's for Kirk. Of course, we've got Picard's picture. This is all standard Star Trek Paramount Global marketing, product design stuff. So like a lot of products that are out there now, all across the different licensees, you'll see the same basic look and feel. We have a certain number of captains to pick from, or characters to pick from, a certain number of symbols, and the color schemes are different for each series. So Picard's got a certain color scheme, Kirk has a certain color scheme, Cisco, Janeway, et cetera, et cetera. They all have their own kind of color scheme for when you do this sort of layout. I mean, we don't do this for most of our books that are just standard designs because we don't include a fly sheet. But because we included a fly sheet, there's the fly sheet, and you can see that it's slightly different from Kirk, right? The color scheme's a little different. The character, of course, is different, and then the only difference between the text is the quote. I put a Kirk quote on the Kirk sheet and a Picard quote on the Picard sheet. Anyway, all right. So let me go grab the. I think the colors are a little different, maybe. Subtle. I'm gonna have to do some digging here to look. This is the Discovery Season 1 and 2 Collector's Edition we did a couple months ago, which came out super fabulous. It's a dark blue with a gold and silver foiling on it. And this is the Next Generation cover for Utopia Planitia. You can see it's a dark blue. I don't think it's the same dark blue. I'm gonna have to look here in just a second once I get it out of the shrink wrap. It's a silver kind of prismatic foil on here, and you can see it's on the UFP symbol on some of the lettering, and then of course on the Galaxy class Enterprise itself. This is the big D, Enterprise D, and you can see the foil is just in gorgeous detail there. But what you can't see so good because of the lighting is that because this particular ship image was so detailed, the lifeboats and the windows and all that other detail is actually here embossed in the leatherette. I don't know if you can kind of see that in the lighting. You can see the I'm sorry about the glare, but like you can see the detail here, the windows and the life pods, all that details here. We didn't include silver foil for all that stuff because it would have been just too much to manage. But we did get as much of it in there as we could. So like you got the clear, obvious shapes here, and of course the name of the ship down here, the name of the registry, which looked just great. But yeah, so if you spend some time really looking at this under light, it is kind of showing up black because it's just a debossed. But you can see all that great detail, and of course up here in the up here as well, it says Utopia Planitia Starfleet Sourcebook, just like it does on the original series. It's a 0047 1701D historical reference. The text is there. It's just not quite as visible because it's black on super dark blue. That might be a design choice that maybe we should have rethought, but it says Galaxy class Utopia Planitia. There's a symbol, etc., etc. So now let's crack this bad boy open. How are we doing on time here? I don't want to go on too long. 22 minutes. Oh, well, you've heard me ramble on plenty enough about other stuff, so, you know, bear with me as I open this up, because like who can't talk about Star Trek enough, right? And I've certainly talked about Star Trek my fair share. And thanks for your patience, appreciate it. Thanks for letting me geek out all over this. Let me get this shrink wrap out of here. Oh, shrink wrap, this is gonna outlive me. All right, so here is the fly sheet, of course, with all the great information. This is the same text that's on the website, so if you're curious about the contents of this here book, go check out the website. There is no shortage of press out there about this book, and feel free to reach out to me on social media. I'm happy to talk to you at length about it. So here's the back cover. It's the same symbol as on the original series version. It's just in dark blue foiling with or dark blue leatherette with the silver foiling. It's the same symbol. You can see there's a lot of detail in there that looks just a little bit different on this dark blue. You got a silver prismatic border there. You got the same authorized personnel only logo and text down here on the bottom. So there's oh yeah, you can see that the light really shows off that prismatic kind of foil going on there on the border and on that symbol on the inside. And then again, here's the front cover with the Enterprise D. A lot of beautiful silverish prismatic detail there. Gosh, that looks nice. And then of course the pennant on the spine, which I think is, did we use the same pennant? I can't remember. Nope, they're slightly different. There's a original series on the original series. There we go. Original series, and then next gen on the next gen with the debossed pennant bits there. I think they're actually red on the side of the ship themselves. We just didn't have the means to do a third color here, so we just made it work with what we got. Yeah. All right, so there's that. Now I'm going to compare the blues here because I don't think this is the same blue as the. Gosh, it's hard to tell. You're going to have to kind of really look at this here. But if you look at the, yeah, I think the now that I see it in the light, the Discovery book is more of a brighter navy-ish kind of blue. It's got some purple in it, some purple highlight, some purple tones to it there. And you can see the next gen Utopia Planitia book is more of a darker, like a darker blue toward the black spectrum, whereas the Discovery book is more of a blue toward the purple spectrum. You can see that clear shading out, just looking at it from a distance without good light. I mean, my old eyes have some trouble differentiating it, but now that I'm holding it up to the light like this, I can see that the Discovery book is more of I guess a vibrant blue purple, and you can see the Utopia Planitia book there is it's a darker blue. So enough of that. Put the Discovery book back over here, and then again, like I was saying with the headbands, head and tail bands, we went with the dark blue for the next gen book, right in here, dark blue, and then the bookmark that came with this one is dark blue as opposed to white, just to give it something a little different and to make it all match up nicely. So there's the blue. Oops, not going to see it too good on the screen, but there's the blue bookmark that folds in there really nicely. So when you find your ship of dreams, you can put a bookmark in there. And again, this is the same interior design, same interior layout. No difference between the interior of this version or this version or the standard version, which I don't have a copy of yet. I'll get that eventually once it hits once it hits the shores of the United States. I'm not in a rush to get the standard version. Of course, I have that on PDF, so I'm no rush to get that, but I'll get it eventually, and I'll add it to my shelf of collections of books. So anyway, that being said, this was a unboxing video for the Utopia Planitia Starfleet Sourcebook Collector's Editions, both the Next Generation cover and the original series cover right there. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Smile for the thumbnail. Okay, so these books, again, they are available in the UK for purchase right now. Pre-order in the United States. Go to Modiphius.net or Modiphius.us to pre-order. You can also pre-order them from your local retailers or Amazon or like whoever else sells our books. I don't know. And remember that no matter where you order these books from, no matter where you buy them from, you get a PDF for free from Modiphius. So take that proof of purchase, send it over to support@modiphius.com. They'll send you the PDF for freezies. Also, if you pre-order the book, you get the PDF right away. The revised PDF that's available right now is exactly what you see in this book. We made a lot of revisions to this right before we went to print. That's the latest and greatest version of the PDF. At some point, we'll release a revised PDF. So far, I've only gotten, I think, like 2 corrections to make since this went to print. So there's nothing significant right now, but we always make an effort to iteratively update our PDFs as errata comes in and gets adjudicated and added. But in the meantime, the PDFs are available now on DriveThruRPG and the Modiphius stores. So again, here's the next gen. Hopefully you had a chance to see it. And again, boy, I hope the lighting shows that extra level of detail in here on the windows and the lifeboats and all that great extra stuff that's in this picture here. So anyway, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it. I know I've gone on quite long enough with this, so I'm going to stop right now. Be safe, be well. I hope you enjoy Fleet Week this week. I have another project manager update to come at some point in the near future. I've got a bunch of questions on my Google form that I'll go through. I think I'm way behind on that, so I'll just crank through those. Anytime you have questions on the game, go to the Modiphius official Discord or the Modiphius official forums, or we also have fan-run Facebook groups, subreddits, other Discords, etc. We're on Twitter. We're everywhere on social media, so don't hesitate to reach out and find us. Find me. I'm always available. Happy to answer questions. Happy to geek out about the game and talk. So I hope you enjoyed this preview of these 2 books, and I look forward to talking to you all soon. Be safe, be well, live long and prosper.